Hello, it's Nikki. If we are meeting for the first time, welcome, welcome. Come on in. I'm sure we'll get to know each other really well over this series. If you're an old timer and you've been here since the beginning, equally, thank you for coming back. Thank you for being here. And I can't wait to support you further. So you are here because you have access to my workshop, 10 ways you can welcome your ideal clients without being a sleazy pants. I truly believe that learning how to sell, learning how to build a business is an actual muscle. It's an actual skill that we need to master. I think this idea that we just build a skill or we get a qualification and off we go, we welcome in ideal clients really easily, it's just not the case. Because quite often in the selling, in the money conversations, in negotiation, in saying how much something costs, there's a lot of underlying limiting beliefs or negativity or thoughts or feelings that are maybe not our own, but they've been given to us, and they're all locked in our subconscious. So in this series, it's about pulling out those thoughts, those feelings, and some of them might be outdated. Some of them may be false. Some of them may be of no use to them. And maybe you know it is time to replace them. So when we are talking about this, I want to firstly say none of it needs to be difficult. Everything can work on your terms. And I'm talking about the marketing, I'm talking about the visibility, I'm talking about the way you set up your website, the way you communicate on social. You can decide it all. And so these sweeping statements of like, oh, you've got an online business, you must be a gold car driver and a sleazy pants. It doesn't have to be the case. We can be personable, we can be kind, we can be genuine, we can be heart-led, we can be all of those things. Secondly, all of this work is well worth your time because ultimately your ideal clients want the best version of you. They want you to be the best leader that is out there for them. Because if you are feeling good, you are going to be in a position to serve. They can then pay you and then they can get results too. And sometimes what we don't realize is that there are people who are watching us. There are people who are maybe 2 or 5 or 10 years behind us in this journey, and they're looking for inspiration. And so we get the opportunity right here, right now, to reinvent our own industries and to do this in a way that feels really good. I remember a coach once saying, you really have to hound people. You have to be sending out like 10 cold emails like 3 times a day. And if people don't reply immediately, you got to phone them up. And I was thinking, I don't want to phone. I don't know people's numbers. And secondly, I do not want to operate like that where I'm hounding people for the sale. In fact, my business works in the opposite. I want people who are going to self-select and say, I'm ready and I'm all in and let's go. For me, that's a much better energy rather than me convincing somebody. That would never work. Thirdly, all of this can be a work in progress. And that means looking at your marketing, your visibility, attracting your ideal clients in this new way. It means that there may be twists and turns along the way. You might have huge successes that you predicted and planned for. You may have huge success that you didn't, and it's all a bonus, it's all a surprise. Equally, you may have some squeaky bum moments where you go, oh my gosh, I can't believe that went, oh, and I put a spelling mistake and all kinds of things. This is the journey that we are on. But the way that you are going to shortcut all of the process that is going to take you to the results is by doing it. actually doing it, not reading about it, not researching, not just watching what other people do, you feeling it. So I wrote down some examples here. You only, for example, learn to really drive a car, I think, when A, you're on the motorway for the first time, and B, when you're on the M25 at rush hour with two small children in the back of your car. Like, that is a moment where you're going, oh, I am the adult here. I am really driving now. I'm not just, turning the car around in a little car park where there's no other cars. I am here in the moment. But you only get there by building the reps, building the muscle, building the momentum. Another way is making a cheesecake. I think that when it comes to any kind of baking, a lot of it is following the recipe and the science of the ingredients. However, a lot of it is through touch, it's through eye, it's through having a sense. It's about seeing like the right amount of crispiness on the cake, like knowing when to press go. It's about knowing your oven as well. And finally, what is a good holiday to you? So those moments where you can plan all you like, you can be as organized as you like, but you might then get to the airport and your flight's delayed by 2 hours. But you're on the way, you're on the journey. Everybody wants to see if they can think their way out of these things, but unfortunately, it is just not the case. Remember, it is such an honor, it's a privilege to do things differently. And I always think back to those moments of being a little kid where my 7-year-old self would be like, oh my gosh, you've got the internet. Do not let it overwhelm you and stifle you. Everything will be, there will be a way to work through things, to find a way that suits you. If you haven't already, do subscribe to this episode and follow along, and then you'll get new episodes as and when they launch. Secondly, do go ahead and watch the workshop. It's now live, and if you've lost the link, just log in to my website in the top right hand corner and it will take you to the workshop that you have access to. And thirdly, if you would like to do this work and to build your digital disco in a brand new way, when I say digital disco, I'm talking about your online presence, I'm talking about your socials, your content, what happens when people Google you, your website, all of that great stuff. Do check out the links down below. There are 3 ways to join your digital disco. One as an independent online course. Secondly, one with the course and a strategy session with me, which includes a week of accountability. Or if you want to carve out some time and go, I need a month on this, Nikki, and I need you side by side, absolutely, let's go and let's do that. I will leave all my contact details down below so you can book some time if you need a chat. Equally, if you're ready to join and to log in to all the content, nikkiraby.com/digital disco and add magic at checkout. It will give you a 20% saving. Lots of love, and I'll see you next time. Bye.